Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to another live conversation. Welcome if you're a returning viewer, listener, subscriber. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. If you're new to this space, welcome, welcome. Please comment in the chat. Would love to give you a big Voices in Education welcome. We have been getting the questions, and we're here in terms of asking the questions and to see how best we can guide you in the context of what is happening. And so the question for today: Portmore citizens get to select two mayors. Should Is that the case? In that context, we're going to look at that. And what are your views in that context as well? So we have the information in the context of the divisions in St. Catherine, including Portmore, and we're going to go through that information with you so that you can see exactly what is happening. All right, so we're here to share what we have, and I am joined for this conversation. I am joined, Rurian is joining me for this one. Hello, Rurian. I hope you're here and hearing me. How are you doing?
Hello, Natasha. I'm not doing too badly. I have a little bit of flu in my system, but otherwise, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fairly okay myself. Don't pass anything now. Or maybe it's the other way around. But guys in the chat, welcome, welcome. Let me know that you're here. All right, hit the like button, hit the share button, and the subscription button. All right, and let's keep building. Let's keep building this number. We can definitely increase the number here. And I know that some persons are coming. They may not have, their post notification turned on, but help them by giving this video a like and share, share, share. All right. So we want to get into this conversation, but, we're just waiting for some more persons to join us here on the live. And of course, we'll provide the opportunity for you to call in, and we'll share some more information there in the context of, calling in and sharing. But welcome, welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please comment in the chat and, let me know if you're here or, come on, roll call, roll call. All right, would love to know, who is here in the chat. So if you'd like to share, that would be wonderful. And let us start by hitting the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And for starters, I'm asking for 5 subscribers. I don't know about you, Ryan. What are you asking for in terms of likes? So we're here and just waiting on, the number here to increase. But I'm just going to come back over to you, Rurian, to find out, what are you expecting from this conversation, this afternoon?
Well, I'm expecting lots of persons to like this conversation, to be honest. So I'm going to start out there. As soon as you come into this live broadcast, I'm just asking you to just close the chat, hit the like button, get back into the chat. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe as well, and just support us from the onset. So when we're going through and persons are posting in the chat, you don't have to go back there to get that done. So let us do that at the onset. as it relates to the conversation. I'm expecting lots of questions, lots of clarity, lots of facts to support, lines of thinking. So I am expecting, to leave here understanding how Portmore operates as it relates to Jamaica and its whole electoral system.
All right, wonderful. So I believe, Rural, in the context of doing this, we went ahead and we did some research, and in the context of the results shared by the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, in the context of St. Catherine. And yes, St. Catherine includes Portmore. So we're going to look at the results and, come back to this question that is pretty much thrown at us in the context of Portmore citizens. Do they really get to select two mayors? And, what are your views? So again, we're going to go to that. So in the context of doing that, I am just going to navigate here. Wonderful, to the screen where we get to put some notes so that, our viewers can follow us along as we go on this tally. So, Rurian, I believe, what's the best way to start here? St. Catherine, Portmore, or should we start with Portmore first? And then, we go ahead in terms of, St. Catherine just to see what is happening there. Not hearing from Rurian, but I'm sure he's going to come in at some point. So let me just get this.
Yes, Natasha, I'm here. So I would say start with St. Catherine and then work your way into that special how should I say special part of St. Catherine or specific part of St. Catherine. So that's what I would do. I'm not sure how you view that.
So you want us to, so in that context, do you want us to go through the entire St. Catherine and then pick out the
You know,
Portmore one?
you don't have to. You don't have to.
Or do you
If
want
you
us
want.
to, or do you want us to start with Portmore? Big thing here is St. Catherine because Portmore is in St. Catherine, but let's see. All right, let's go with the 41. All right, so let's go with the 41 and see how best we can then, pick out the Portmore ones so that persons can follow, right? I guess we could do that. All right, so let us start here and then yeah, we'll see how things, go from there. Welcome, welcome, Garmel and the Soji Carlton Lovelace, Voices in Education member. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're going to start, and what I'll be doing here, all right, what I'll be doing here as well is to ensure that we know who the party for this one. All right, so Luida's Vale, the winner here, PNP. So this is from the recently held election. So the results here, let me just put a little space there. And then we'll go through this and, just do some checks. Just do some checks in terms of what is happening. So we're going to show you the 41 electoral divisions in St. Catherine, as well as the party winning that division in the local government election as well. All right, so let us go. Let's keep going here. Yuatan. All right, and this one looks like PNP. And let's keep going. This looks like Treadways. And this one is PNP. So, Ruben, hopefully you're able to navigate to that page where we're looking at in terms of St. Catherine there. So it's on the sheet where it is saying Manchester Northeastern at the top in the constituency column. So perhaps that's the easiest way for you to follow along with me here. So we're down right below Clarendon Southwest. You will see St. Catherine Northwestern. So I'm at Treadways, so you can follow along there. All right, so the next one here, Linstead. And Linstead here is PNP. So these four, and when I'm done, I'm just going to try and put that into the side. St. Catherine Northwestern, but let's keep going. 5, we're going to 41. Old Arbor, Old Arbor North. All right. And this one is JLP, Old Arbor Central. So Old Arbor Central. And this one is JLP 7. We're at 7 now. Old Arbor South. And this one is PNP number 8. Churchpen. And this one is JLP number 9. Now at Ensom City. This one is JLP number 10. This looks like Hampton Green. And this looks like JLP number 11. Spanish Town. And this looks like JLP here. And number 12, Bog Walk. Welcome, guys. If you're just tuning in, welcome. So again, before, we want to break it down so you guys can follow and see, exactly what is happening in the context of St. Catherine so that you can come to a good, understanding of what is going on here. All right. So welcome, welcome. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as well. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So we can do a little bit better with the likes and the subscription. So let's go. So Bog Walk here, PNP. And let's keep going. Next up looks like Sligoville. Sligoville here, PNP. And we're at number 14 now. Above Rock. This looks like, is it Above Rocks? Probably Above Rocks. Some of these places, first time I'm hearing the names. All right, PNP. And this Above Rocks one was very close. You have some close ones. This was one of them, but PNP still. Angels. Angels, PNP. And then we move on to 16. Looks like Ginger Ridge. And this one is PNP. This was another close one. 17. Point Hill. Point Hill. JLP. 18, and I'm just checking here. This looks like Redills. Welcome, guys. If you're just tuning in, this one is for the JLP 19 Bellevue, and this one is for the JLP and 20 Guyville. One is for the JLP. Let's bring this up a little bit more. And we all 21 here. All right, 21. We stop at Geisel, so this looks like Troja. And Troja is going to the JLP. All right, so last 21. So let us get another text here going. 22. This looks like Mount Industry. And JLP. Welcome, guys, if you're just tuning in. So what we're doing right now, we're showing you the 41 not constituency, electoral divisions in St. Catherine. And then we're just going to do the breakdown so that you can have an understanding of what is happening. John, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Guys, hit the like button, hit the share button, and the subscription button as well. All right, so let us keep, going here. All right, so the next one after Mount Industry here, Greendale. And Greendale here is for the TNT. All right, followed by, looks like Lauriston. All right, Lauriston here, TNT. And then let's go 25. We're getting there, we're getting there. De La Vega City. And this one is going to be for the PNP. All right, welcome if you're just tuning in. Then we go 26. Whitnam Park. And this one is for the JLP. We go 27. That's Olmsted. And this one looks like it's for the JLP. Next up, and this one is for the JLP. All right, this one is for the JLP. All right, so slowly but surely, we're getting there. All right, so let's continue here. So we're going to get into the Portmore ones here. All right, let's go with Greater Portmore. East, and this one is for the PNP. I could almost put these ones in a different color. So instead of giving myself the double work, let's do that. Because I'm sure these ones are Portmore. So we're going to do the Portmore ones. Let's do the Portmore ones in blue. And let's continue here. So let's continue with the counting, but so that we can have an understanding of the Portmore ones. Welcome if you're just tuning in, guys. All right, so as you should know by now, we got a question and we're trying to answer that question, all right, in the context of Portmore citizens. Do they get the opportunity to select two mayors? And, what are your views? So we're breaking down the information here first, and then for sure we'll head into that conversation and open the phone lines or the phone line actually, for, some phone calls. All right, so let us go back here. So we're at Greater Portmore East. So we can have a good little sense of, what's going on here. All right, this one is going to the PNP. And let's keep going. So again, in St. Catherine, we have, 41. So let's see if we can get to that number here. So that is for the PNP. This now looks like Gregory Park. And Gregory Park is for the JLP. And let's keep going. Looks like it's for the JLP, but this one, Southborough, is very close. I think it's about three or so votes separating them. So very close one here. Next up, Portmore Pines. So guys, we love to do the things so you can see and understand, you know, the information, and you can add your voice as well. All right, so that was Portmore Pines, the last one there. So Waterford. And Waterford, this is Finley, so definitely PNP, 36. Independence City. And this one looks like the JLP. All right, Edgewater. PNP 39. So we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Bridgeport. Right, PNP. And 40 here. Greater Portmore North. This one looks like the PNP. Right, let's duplicate this over a little bit. All right. And then the last one here, 41, Britain. All right. And this one is for the PNP. All right, Rubian. So we managed to get this information here on screen for you guys. So you can get to understand, this conversation, and you will definitely have the opportunity to contribute, once you know what is happening in this context. So please hit the like button. We can do better. Just close the X and press that thumbs up button. And also hit the subscription button. If this is your first time here, please let me know in the chat as well. So we're having a conversation about Saint Catherine, and the question, that we got was perhaps, along the lines, Portmore, they're getting to choose or select two mayors, and we wanted to have a conversation about that. Is that the case? And what are your views? So we're pretty much here to break down. So if we look at the information that was provided by the Electoral Office of Jamaica or even the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, we would recognize by now that not Portmore, St. Catherine has 41, all right, electoral divisions. So by virtue of that, that is how we got to this 41 number here. Let me just get my spotlight going. This 41 number here. All right. So St. Catherine, in total, St. Catherine has 41 electoral divisions. So what we can do here, right, based on what, the results are saying, they're saying that St. Catherine, right, was won by the People's National Party. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do a tally for St. Catherine utilizing this 41 electoral division. So you're on screen, you'll be able to follow us once we do the tally for St. Catherine. And then we will see if we're getting that result as well. All right. So that's the first thing we're going to do over on the right of the screen here. So let us see, Rurian. We're going to do a tally for, let me just change this to another color. What color should I use, guys? A color that is not too pale. What color should I use now, Rurian? Would purple work?
You could use black. Black is always good.
Okay, nice one there. All right, so let's go to St. Catherine, and we're going to do a tally for the JLP. Perhaps I need a little space here. JLP. And how is it going to work now for the PNP? So we can have it on screen. Okay, perhaps one at the top and one at the bottom, because that's the easiest way. We won't be able to draw the table here given what we're using. So JLP, PNP. And we'll just do the tally as we go. So you get the opportunity to pretty much, count with us. So Rurian, I'm just going to ask you to help me as we go along. All right. So when we look from number 1 to 4, right? That is what? PNP. So how do we want to do this? We can do it like, because we're not going to get the cross. So we could just do it like just counting numbers. Would that be okay, Rurian?
Yeah, that should work.
All right, so far we have one. So if we look at the first four, so we could go 1, 2, 3, 4 for PNP. So we're gonna do like this, and then we have 5 and 6 for the JLP. So JLP just started counting, and we're at number 7. Number 7 is for the PNP, and number 8, 9, 10, 11 looks like the JLP. Is that correct, Rurian? The number 8, 9, 10, and 11 is going to the JLP. So 4 more, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6, 5 so far. And what number did we stop? Number 11, right?
11. Mm-hmm.
So we have PNP going all the way to 16. So number 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 is for the PNP. So that's five more, all right? So six. Let me know if I'm doing this right. I believe so. So we're at number 17. So 17 to 21 is the JLP. So that's how much that we had in there. One, two, three, four, five. So we're going five. One, two, three, four, five. All right. So let's go back. So we're at, where are we now? Number 22. That's where we're at, Rurian. The number 22 is pretty much here for the JLP. So let's just add that one. And then we see 23, 24, 25 for the PNP. So let's go one, two, three. So that's for the PNP there. So we ended at number 25. And then 26 to 29 is for the JLP. So one, two, three, four. Am I doing this correctly? Or did I miss something, Rurian? Guys in the chat, did I mess up something? Because I'm not hearing from Rurian in terms of what I am doing here. And
It
I'm just
seem to be good
monitoring.
so far. Seem to be good so far. I'm
All
trying
right, so
to
where am I at now in terms of numbers?
30, I think you are.
No. All right, let's just go back to the top, Rurian. Let's quickly just check, PNP up to 29. Let us see if we are on track here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 for PNP up to 29, so that's correct. So let us go, just double check the JLP up to 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we didn't count that last four, so 16 for the JLP. So four, let's try and see if we are getting this. If not, we'll go again. One, two, three, four. All right, so now we get into the Portmore side of things that we're going to add to this number. All right, so I worked this out previously, so if it's not matching what I have on paper, then I'll know that something is wrong. So we have two PNP, so 30 and 31. So we go 14, 15, and then we have two JLP, so that should give us at the top here 17, 18, and we're now at 34. So two PNP, so 34, 35. So that will give us 16 and 17 here, right? 36 JLP. So this becomes 19. And then beyond that, it's PNP. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just check the results that I have in that context, just to double check that what we have is, good. It should be 19 for the JLP and 22 for the PNP. All right, good. So I think we did good here, Rurian. We did well here this is going to perhaps go just into, let me just get this smaller so I'm not blocking anything that we have here. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome. So what we did here in this section is to work out St. Catherine, right? And remember from the results, the People's National Party, they won the municipality of St. Catherine. So this is the entire St. Catherine, all right? So by virtue of, St. Catherine here, okay, what we're seeing is that, the PNP, they managed to get 22 out of this total 41, divisions in St. Catherine. So by virtue of getting 22 from the St. Catherine, parish, the parish of St. Catherine, this is what the EOJ or ECJ is reporting, 22 to 19 for the JLP. So St. Catherine here, this is how that was allocated in that context. All right, so the next part of this, in terms of understanding, what is happening here, is to look at St. Catherine without Portmore. All right. So with Portmore in this context, so with all 41 seats counted here, right? Let me get the spotlight. So with all 41 seats, this is what the count looks like. So this 41 includes the divisions in Portmore, and they're highlighted here in blue. These are the Portmore divisions so that you can have an understanding of what it is that we're doing. The ones in red are all the other divisions in St. Catherine, excluding Portmore. So the blue ones, definitely Portmore, divisions in Portmore. So with the 41 divisions in total for St. Catherine, right? Overall, the People's National Party, they got 22 divisions, and the Jamaica Labour Party, they got 19. So the next step in the context of answering that question is to now look at, all right, St. Catherine without Portmore. What would that result, look like? All right. So what would that result look like? And I see Garmel has gone ahead and, work that out. Definitely what we have on paper. So we're going to work this out so that everyone can see, what is happening here. All right, on screen as well. So thanks, Garmel. Guys, we can do better with the likes. So just hit the like button, hit the like button. We should be at least at 20 likes now. So let's do that. All right, so the next category of things here, Ruren, is to look at St. Catherine. St. Catherine without Portmore. So persons can get an understanding of what is happening in this context, because we love when we're able to show you what is going on. So oops. All right, that's fine. We're going to do what we did just now, JLP and PNP. So we're going to go through these red ones, not the blue ones, because we're looking at St. Catherine without Portmore. So this is important in the context of having this conversation. All right, Rurian, so can we go and see what is going on here? So the first
For sure.
four is for the PNP. So are we good with that? So we'll go one, and then so we're at number five now. So five and
Number
six,
five.
JLP. So they're starting the count here. And where are we next, Rurian?
Yes,
Seven,
seven.
and like PNP. And then number eight, so eight, nine, 10, 11, JLP. That's four. So one, two, three, four. That takes us to six. All right, so we're at number 12. So 12, Wagwa, 13. Okay, so one, two, three, four, five PNP takes us to number 16. Am I right there?
Perfectly correct. Yeah.
So five for PNP. So we go one, two, three, four, five. Takes us to 10 so far, and we're at number 16. So number 17 to 21 is JLP. So one, two, three, four, five for the JLP. So let's do that here. One, two, three, four, five for the JLP. All right, let's go over to 22 is for the JLP. And then we have one, two, three, up to 25 for the PNP. So we'll add that here. One, two, three. And then we have JLP from 26 to 29. So one, two, three, four. So one, two, three, four. Let me see if I can just get this to go over somewhere and utilize the space as best as we can. And this looks okay. In terms of the space, can we get a little bit more to get this one up? Not sure why it's not staying there. Good. All right, so just to double check what I have, this looks good. So if we're looking at this now, St. Catherine without Portmore, right? The JLP would win, St. Catherine would have won St. Catherine because based on what we're seeing here, all right, let's look at the spotlight. The JLP, right, excluding Portmore from St. Catherine, if we're saying that Portmore has their own council, if we do it like that, then the JLP would end up with 16 compared to the PNP 13. All right, so this is St. Catherine without Portmore. The next part of this is to look at Portmore alone. So let us go now to just look at, the Sunshine City and just to see, what this looks like for, Portmore and what that, tells us in this context, Dorian. So I'm just trying to get this going here. So if we're looking at Portmore only, and let's do that for PNP. Let's start with JLP. J comes before P. JLP, PNP. All right, and we're going to do, so now we're going to focus on the divisions in blue. So from 30 to 41, and look at this count. So Ruran, if you're able to just follow along with me here.
Yes, I'm
So we
following.
have
Yeah.
we have PNP 1 and 2, and then we have JLP, so this is 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134, 135, 136, 137, 138, 139, 140, 141, 142, 143, 144, So we're at 34 and 35. That's PNP. So let's go 3, 4. And then we have JLP at 36. And then what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PNP. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we're seeing here, right, is that with Portmore only, JLP, they're just holding on to 3 divisions and the PNP 9. So let me just get that spotlight so you can see here. So Portmore only, 3 for the JLP, 9 for the PNP. Again, if we're looking at the entire St. Catherine, 19 for the JLP, 22 for the PNP. If we're looking at St. Catherine without Portmore, all right, St. Catherine without Portmore, it is 16 for the JLP and 13 for the PNP. Portmore only, we're seeing 3 for the JLP and 9 for the PNP. So the big question that persons have been asking is pretty much, is Portmore citizens affecting two mayors in the context of, the elections, the recently held municipal elections? So what we're seeing or what we know, right, is that Portmore citizens, so persons who live in Portmore, they directly vote for their mayor. But in the context of St. Catherine, the Portmore citizens are able to also vote for that mayor of Spanish Town because they vote for a councillor. And by virtue of that, based on what we see with this count, that count in terms of Portmore residents or citizens voting is also captured in this. All right. So is it, persons have been asking me, is it fair for Portmore people to be affecting what happens in Portmore alone in terms of voting directly for a mayor and also influencing who is selected or which party gets the mayorship for St. Catherine as well? Because as you would notice from our breakdown here, our analysis here, if it is that Portmore was not captured in St. Catherine in terms of those residents, citizens there in Portmore, then it would be a different case because the JLP would have won the St. Catherine municipality. So now with Portmore, what we see here, just from this breakdown that we're showing you, is that Portmore is not only affecting or influencing, right, the mayor there, but Portmore also, they have influence in terms of what happened in the entire St. Catherine, in terms of what happens in the context of the mayor for Spanish Town. All right, so that mayor for the St. Catherine Municipal, corporation there, St. Portmore, they also have an impact in the context of that decision just by looking at the numbers here from, our breakdown, our analysis, which I hope you're able to just, understand. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. So what we did here, so what you're seeing on screen is that we went, through the numbers or the information from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, and it's posted online, guys. So we went there and we got it and we break it down and we have it here on screen for you. So these are the electoral divisions in St. Catherine. So 41, all right? So in terms of this color code here, the ones that are in red are the electoral divisions in St. Catherine, excluding Portmore. So the Portmore ones are highlighted in blue. All right, so that we can follow. So what we did over here on the right is to look at the divisions based on how the parties won them. So from what we have here on the left, we did a count, and the Jamaica Labour Party, they got 19 out of the 41. All right, total here, 41 divisions overall in St. Catherine. And the PNP got 22 out of the 41 total, divisions in St. Catherine. All right, so what we then do was to look at St. Catherine without Portmore. So we focused on all the red ones, all right, excluding the blue ones that represent Portmore, the divisions in Portmore. When we did that count, St. Catherine without Portmore, JLP, they got 16 compared to 13 for the PNP. So if we were looking at St. Catherine without Portmore, then we would see that the JLP would have won St. Catherine. If it is, we're looking at it without Portmore. When we go to Portmore only, in terms of focusing on these blue ones, all right, the electoral divisions only in Portmore, we see where the JLP, they picked up 3 from the 12 divisions compared to the PNP getting 9 out of that 12. So Portmore only, we see where the PNP, would have taken that. But let me just add in this context because I don't want anyone coming for me. So let me just add here. Portmore, they elect their mayor directly. So Portmore, let me just put that on screen. Directly elects their mayor. All right. So just to add this part to the conversation, we're not leaving any stone. What would they say, Rurian, unturned? All right. So just to add that, right? So Portmore, they directly, in terms of the citizens, they directly, elect their mayor. So Portmore directly elects their mayor, all right, which, is not necessarily voting for the 12 year, but they directly vote for the mayor. So Leon Thomas, sorry, was for the PNP, and Markland Edwards from recollection was for the JLP. So for example, in that sense. So they directly elect, their mayor. So I just want to ensure that I am adding that to the conversation. So Rurian, I'm coming over to you based on our breakdown here and in the context of this question that we got to pretty much, kind of review. Are Portmore citizens selecting two mayors, Rurian? Are they influencing the decision for, the mayor in Spanish Town as well as the mayor in Portmore? I'm not hearing Rurian. Rurian? Not sure I'm hearing Rurian right now, so I believe, Rurian will, join us shortly. All right, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome to, our coverage here. Welcome, welcome. All right, so in the context here of, what is happening, we would love to hear from you as well. And I really don't want to move from this page. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the WhatsApp number on this page so we can have, this page to look at in the context of, what is happening. And guys, we can do far better with the likes. Far better with the likes and absolutely, far better with the subscription. I'm just asking you for 10 subscribers. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. All right, let me know in the chat. Would love to give you a big Voices in Education welcome. Again, persons will reach out to us and ask us, can you just review this? Let us see, what your perspective, but we like to bring information, not just opinions. All right. So once we get the information, we will share it with you so that you can come to your conclusion, right? So we're not here to tell you, oh, you need to say this or you need to do that. We're more like giving you the information. So based on the information, you can pretty much arrive at your conclusion. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the WhatsApp number to call on the screen somewhere here so that we can kind of stay here without moving. So we can always look on the screen. So I'm putting it here and I'm going to pin it in the chat as well so that so the WhatsApp number to call is on screen here. So you should see it on the right hand side of your screen there, just above St. Catherine. So would love to hear from you. So give us a call. Would love to hear from you. All right. So again, welcome here. So you can see on the all right, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome. Please close the chat, guys, and hit the like button. All right, hit the like button. I'm just refreshing the chat here to see if I'm missing any new comments. And Garmel is saying that the people of Portmore could also vote for the JLP mayor with the same overall number, 2219. And I get what you're saying there. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. But the question here, viewers and including Garmel, is it that Portmore is influencing? So that's a question we got, just to have a conversation about. And you made a very good point there. So is it that, and that's why I was keen to also add that final part to say that Portmore, directly elects their mayor, but you made a great point there in the chat. So based on, all this information, is it that, Portmore citizens get to have a say in Portmore, but also in St. Catherine in terms of Spanish Town, if it is that we're looking at the fact that they too have their own municipality. So would love to hear from you and you can share in the chat. If you're going to call, please, we're not going to describe anyone using, belittling language or defaming language. We just keep it real and respectful. This is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. We understand that we share different views, different perspectives, and that is okay. This is a welcoming space, for diverse perspective, and there is so much richness in diversity when we're able to listen to each other, opinions and, learn from each other. So that is definitely important to this space. But more importantly, we want to keep it safe and respectful, where you feel a sense of belonging, where you feel valued. All right. And you just feel like, okay, this is a space where I want to go back to. So welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, the WhatsApp number is on screen, and very shortly I am going to pin that number in the chat. I am trying to hear from Rurian, not hearing from Rurian just yet.
Let me know if you're hearing from me now, Natasha.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was asking you earlier, what is your view, in the context of the question that we got, to talk about today? What is your view that, it's a possibility that Portmore is, or the citizens in Portmore, they're influencing the mayor there, the decision of mayor in Spanish Town, as well as the decision of, the mayor in Portmore. And I want to add this comment from Garmel, because Garmel made a very important point in the chat that the people of Portmore could have also voted for the JLP mayor, with the same overall total, 2219, since they directly elect, a mayor there in Portmore. So the mayor for Portmore is not based on the 12, councillors as how, they would do it in St. Catherine, the big municipality. But Portmore residents, they go and they're able to vote, say, for example, Leon or for Markland. So I am just circling, to you there to kind of, let me know what are your views. Are the residents in Portmore getting two opportunities of, exercising their power?
Well, based on the information presented, I would say yes, they are getting to influence two mayors for sure. The point that Garmel raised is quite nice. I really like that. I must commend him on that point because I wasn't looking on it that particular way. But they definitely do because of how it is in terms of Portmore having, a municipality. However, Portmore is not a parish. And, that's where I probably will focus my attention today. Probably as it relates to Portmore, do it or leave it alone because that's where the trouble is. Either you're going to make Portmore a parish or you leave it as a part of St. Catherine. But to come back to your question, yes, I think they have, influence over two mayors, and based on the information that's presented, I would stand behind a yes for that. As I said, I'm going to think a little bit more about, Garmel's point there because I think that's important too. Because
For
the
sure.
first thing
Yeah,
that popped
definitely
in,
important.
yeah, the first thing that popped into my head was like, do you want do you vote along party lines for your mayor when it comes on to that? Because when you're talking about Portmore in that sense versus talking about St. Catherine on a whole, I'm wondering how much does that influence the votes when they're voting for their mayor? So that's the question that's
Well,
popping into my head.
Rurian, if I'm looking at what we have here on screen, and let me just get the pointer going, the spotlight going here again. If we're looking at the Portmore only, just looking at this trend, all right, we see more citizens voting for, PNP councillors as opposed to JLP councillors. So by virtue of this metric or trend here, I would say that Portmore, perhaps, based on what is happening here, it's a given that they voted along this line where it's a PNP right now. I'm speaking about this election is a PNP, mayor. So just based on
Okay.
this trend, I would say, then you could look at this trend and say, okay, it's a high possibility that Portmore, they will elect a PNP mayor, which they did, by the way. So in that
Yeah.
context, just looking at the number in terms of the council and the supporters, then, perhaps, but Portmore, as I said before, it's a special case. So, there's a campaign in terms of the mayor, and as Garmel pointed out, the results could have been quite, different with just having the same 9-3. The turnout in terms of the results for, a mayor could be, say, for the JLP and still having the same result. All right. So that's a very, good interpretation there, from Garmel in the chat. And just simply because Portmore residents, they get to select, their mayor directly, as opposed to if they were going with the council, like selecting councils and then based on the number, then that would work. But Portmore residents, they get to choose councillors and they get to choose, their mayor directly as well. So that's, pretty much what's happening there in the context of Portmore. Would love to hear from you in the chat. All right, would love to hear from you. So hit the like button, hit the subscription button, give us a call here. Would love to hear from you in the context of this information and put more, and perhaps I'll just ask a question and you could put yes or no in the chat, based on what we are talking about. Are the citizens in Portmore, selecting two mayors? So Spanish Town and Portmore, yes or no in the chat. And, that could be good as well if you'd like to share, but for sure would love to hear your voice. All right. So the WhatsApp number is on the right side here of the screen. All right, so my pointer is there right now. You can give us a WhatsApp call. I just want to keep this page up so that we can have this information to look at. If you're just tuning in, what we did here is, just to list all the 41 electoral divisions in St. Catherine, along with the winner for each, division. So the ones in red, all right, they are the divisions in St. Catherine, excluding Portmore, and the ones in blue, these are the divisions in Portmore. All right, so from this, we did this tally here. So in the context of the entire parish, including Portmore, St. Catherine, we did the count and we got 19 electoral divisions for the Jamaica Labour Party compared to 22 for the People's National Party. All right. And then we went and we look at St. Catherine without Portmore. So just the red ones, the electoral divisions highlighted in red. And we got 16 for the Jamaica Labour Party and 13 for the People's National Party without Portmore. So without Portmore, JLP would pick up a win here. Then we went to Portmore only. So just focusing on the blue ones, these 12 divisions, we got 3 for the Jamaica Labour Party and 9 for the People's National Party. So Portmore only would suggest that from the councils would suggest that PNP. But the other perspective that we have to take into consideration is that Portmore directly elects their mayor. So voting for the councils here, these councillors, they influence what is happening here in St. Catherine. But in terms of the mayor in Portmore, all right, the citizens, they directly elect the mayor. So just to give you an update as to what we have done so far. So welcome if you're just tuning in. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. I asked for 10 subscribers, so I'm just going to check in to see if I've gotten any, but would love to hear from you. There's a WhatsApp number on screen, and the question or the conversation that we're having is around, our Portmore citizens selecting two mayors. So the Spanish Town mayor and the mayor in Portmore. Would love to hear from you. So don't be afraid to comment in the chat or to give us a quick call there. The number again, the WhatsApp number is on screen. All right, I got one subscriber, so thank you very much. All right, so please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. All right, so Rurian, I'm circling you to see if you have anything else you'd like to share. The chat is pretty quiet right now. Would love to hear from you in the chat. All right, but over to you, Rurian.
Well, I'm going to check in with our viewers as well because I'm looking here and I'm just seeing 8 likes. I'm sure that we can get a few more likes. So, guys, if you're here and you have not liked this live yet, please just close your chat for a moment and hit that thumbs up there. If you haven't subscribed, there's a subscribe button there as well. And if you want to be with us whenever we go live, the next time I'm going to ask you to click on the post notification button there, that bell, and select all. So show us that you're listening by giving us a few more likes. I'm going to check the numbers to see if that's changing any at all. But give us a few more likes just to tell us that you are here with us. If you don't want to comment in the chat, that's fine. You could always hit the like button, and that would keep you anonymous. But we are happy that you're here with us, regardless of if you participate in the chat or not, but would love if you could subscribe and like this live for us so that we can continue to grow as a platform. But getting back to the matter at hand, Natasha Lee, you know, Portmore is such a unique case, and if this isn't sorted out quickly, then it's going to continue to give a lot of controversy, and persons will probably try to use that uniqueness that Portmore has to their advantage as it relates to the analysis of election. So I will reiterate what I said earlier. I think they need to, if they're going to make Portmore a parish, just get it and done and over with. Because Portmore already has certain, characteristics of a parish. And that is where, I think a lot of the misconceptions and a lot of the lack of understanding is coming into play. But you have done a good job here by explaining how these divisions work and how it is allotted to different parts of Saint Saint Catherine. All right, so that's why I'm thinking right now. It would be good to hear a caller come in just to share your views because when you share as well, we learn so much. Garmel shared a lovely point there, and we don't know it all. Everyone has different perspectives. So share what you have with us so that we can, understand things from your point or, analyze how you view things because that's important to us as well. I'm going to pass back over to you, Natasha.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And I get your point there in the context of, making Portmore a parish. So I got that. And, again, there are some opposition in that context in terms of, making Portmore a parish. So we'll see if that happens. But I understand the point that you're making too, I guess, given the context of the problems or troubles where Portmore is concerned, their municipal status is concerned in the context of the recently held local government election results. And Garmel is saying, I would say no. Is that meaning you would say no to making Portmore a parish, Garmel? All right. So again, guys, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome. All right. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. So we're just here, having a quick conversation regarding, Portmore citizens getting the opportunity to influence as, it's as a question, are they getting the opportunity to select two mayors. So the mayor in Spanish Town and, the mayor there in Portmore. And that is pretty much in the context of what has happened in the recently held local government elections. And we pretty much, broke that down for you in the context of those 41 electoral divisions, in St. Catherine. All right, so here, so then I guess Rurian, and for those of you in the chat there, and remember, oh, I didn't pin the number in the chat, but the WhatsApp number is on screen. Let me just go ahead and pin the WhatsApp number in the chat as well, just in case you would like to call us here. All right, so let me just do that right now so that you can give us a call. So there we go. And I'm just going to pin that. And Garmel is saying only one of the mayor affect the result of the total. And I guess Garmel, it depends on whose perspective you're sharing, given all that has been happening in the context of the results. All right, so I'm not getting the figures that you're sharing there, though. Okay, I think I get it now. Like overall 13, 7, and 6. Okay, I think I get it. I think I get it. But I guess again, it depends on whose perspective, you're sharing or your perspective, let me not say, because we know that there are different perspectives in the context of the mayors and results or municipalities and counting. And so again, welcome if you're just tuning in, but I believe that there should be some clarity in the context of Portmore's municipal status and what that means for, I guess, local government. It should be clear to the people so that there is no confusion as to what this means for Jamaica in the context of an election, because that's pretty much one of the things that we have been, seeing in the context of this election so far. And I guess that is the reason why we got this question too, to have this conversation about. So welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Let me just take this call. All right, caller.
Hello.
Yes, please.
You know?
I'm hearing the feed.
Hello. I don't know what's causing that. Okay. I know what it is. Okay, 1 second. Okay, that's off now.
Yes, should be better now.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment.
Sure.
I'm Anthony from Anthony. The Portmore experiment was preconceived. The cart was put before the horse. In that Portmore should have become a parish in the first place, and I think that is the only solution to make Portmore a parish.
Okay.
That's a solution. And I have one more. I don't want to go through the whole thing, what happened and why that happened.
Right.
But the only solution is to make Portmore become a parish. I hear the same foolishness with Negre becoming a municipality. You can have two municipalities in a parish. Look at Kingston and St. Andrew. You understand? We have 14 parishes. Kingston and St. Andrew were merged years ago to have one powerful municipality, the KSMNC. And I think that they can do that too. They can merge officially and change that in the constitution to merge Portmore. Because all this confusion, the JLP want St. Catherine, and the PMP won Portmore. But Portmore is not officially recognized because it's not a parish. And it is so simple. There's no confusion there. It was just a card placed before the horse. Okay?
Okay, I get you. I get you. Thanks for sharing.
And
Really
that is clear.
appreciate
That
it.
is clarity. That is clarity, man. It's simple. And that was offered to the other side. And they refused to make Portmore a parish. So the ultimate decision right now is to get rid of the confusion. Because you can't have Portmore elected in Amia by itself. We're not ready for that yet. You understand? The laws of the country, the laws of the country that any team wins, they select the mayor from their cadre. So there's no confusion, my dear. No confusion.
And so
Just
you're
make
saying
Portmore a
make
parish.
Portmore a parish. That's what you're saying.
Yes, make Portmore a parish, and all the issues will be solved.
Wonderful.
Portmore, the only thing Portmore needs to become a parish, the only they don't have infrastructure is a hospital.
The hospital.
But that is no problem. That's no problem. That is not a real problem. You understand? So Portmore needs that infrastructure, but it not decide. They have the population. They would end up with three constituencies. They have 12 municipal divisions. It's simple. Make it a parish, and this confusion wouldn't be here. And I wonder why it's only this election this problem come up. You understand? They know. So I just tell your viewers, man, and your listeners, you have a good thing going. Let's make Portmore a parish. Simple. ABC. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Really appreciate the call and
Yes,
love
man.
hearing from you.
I just woke up on the program a while ago, but it sounds interesting, man. And I love the layout that you put on the screen.
Thank you.
It's excellent.
Thank
excellent.
you. Thank you.
Excellent.
Caller,
The graphic
I hope you subscribe.
you're the first person I see explain this thing as simple as that. And I wish a lot of people were watching this thing today.
Thank you.
I just came out here to watch some international news, and I just saw it and I said, this is impressive, man. You understand?
Thank you so much.
We're not pushing things on people or forcing people to
not at all.
Just
not
make
at all.
Okay, my dear. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller. Really appreciate the good feedback and really appreciate, you sharing as well, your views. So we really, 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 really appreciate that. Rurian, I'm coming over to you.
I was asking the caller if he had subscribed, because he's somebody that we need on this platform. He's straightforward, frank, and he expresses himself without any reservations. But what he's saying is making absolute sense, and I am in agreement with him in the sense that if we're for Portmore, either we're going to make it a parish or we're not making it a parish with that parish, with that parish council that's over there. So that's it. So if you're going to do it, then just do it. So I'm with him in terms of that. But as I was saying earlier, hopefully the caller liked and subscribe because we'd love to hear from him again, in the future. I'm going to pass back over to you, Natasha Lee. Just before I give it back to you, though, thank you guys for all the persons who have liked. We're up to 17 likes now, so I'm asking for 3 more likes so we could get to 20. Just 3 more likes. We have about 60 persons here. So if you haven't liked, please close the chat and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, give Natasha Lee the 5 subscribers. 5 or 10, Natasha. I
Well,
think she asked for
well,
10.
I
10
answered, yeah,
subscribers.
so I need eight
A
more
matter of
right
fact,
now.
all right, we'll work with 5 for the short term, and then we go for the other 5. We're breaking it down into small chunks. So I'm asking you guys 5
Absolutely.
subscribers and 3 more likes for us, please. All right, Natasha, back to you.
Yeah, wonderful. And, really appreciate that caller so much. And, just thanking us for the work that we're doing. And this is what we're here to do in terms of showing persons exactly what is happening so that you can have an understanding and you can make your own decision. We're not here to force you to make a particular decision or to force you to see our perspective. And we learn from you too. So, share in the chat. So if you're just tuning in, what we're talking about or the question that we got for this conversation is pretty much, are the citizens in Portmore selecting two mayors? And love to hear your views. In the context of that question, we felt that it was very important for us to look at St. Catherine as a parish. So we went and we got the results from the recently held elections, from the ECJ, and what you're seeing on screen here, is the 41 electoral divisions in St. Catherine. So the ones highlighted in red are the divisions in St. Catherine, excluding Portmore. And then the ones highlighted in blue are the divisions located in Portmore. And then over on the right, what we did was to look at, St. Catherine in the context of the results. So what we got from that is that 19 divisions went to the JLP and 22 to the PNP. All right. Then we went a bit further here to look at St. Catherine without Portmore. So we just looked at all these divisions highlighted in red. All right. And the number that we got here, 16 going to the JLP and 13 going to the PNP. Then we went a bit further and we look at Portmore. All right, so we looked at Portmore here in blue, and what we got here, three divisions going to the JLP compared to nine going to the PNP. And we also, shared that Portmore, directly elects their mayor. All right, so in the context of that, we're looking at, the fact or trying to answer that question. Garmel also shared, an important point there in the chat too, that Portmore could elect a JLP mayor with the same result here on screen. So again, just to get you back to the question, based on the analysis here and what we have broken down in the context of St. Catherine in general, and also in the context of Portmore, do you believe that the citizens in Portmore, they're able to exercise their power twice, in the sense that they're influencing who becomes mayor in Spanish Town as well as who becomes, mayor in Portmore? So would love to hear from you. And if you're just tuning in, you would also miss, a caller. And what that caller shared was, just fix the problem. Make Portmore a parish. Just fix it, and that will, remove all the confusion. So welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. Will we get this live up to 100 before we end, Ruren? We're at about 70 or so. Will we get it up to
I'm
100?
hoping so, Natasha Lee. And guys, if you have liked or you have subscribed, you can give us a shout out in the chat, and we could give you, we'd give you special recognition. We'll give you a special voices in education welcome. So we do that for community members all the time. So if you have just liked, if you have just subscribed, let us know so that we can acknowledge you. Speaking about acknowledgement, I must thank the four persons who have liked the video just now. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if you have received any subscribers, Natasha Lee. If you want to mention that you have liked just now, I'll give you a special welcome to this platform. But otherwise, I'm going to pass back over to Natasha Lee to tell us if she has received any, any new subscribers. We are 33 from 100, so hopefully we'll get over the 100 mark before we end today. Natasha Lee.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ria. No new subscribers just yet, but we'll work to see. Well, actually one just now, so that is beautiful. That is beautiful. So seven more to go. So I know slowly but surely we're getting there. Guys, I like to sing when I can't sing, but slowly but surely we're getting there. And we want to be that platform where you can come to, where you feel safe, where we can share information with you, where we can, what a reason, and we do it respectfully. We don't bash anyone, we don't bash any party, we don't belittle anyone, we don't defame anyone, because we don't want to get ourselves, in any problems with anyone. Or, so we keep it, safe, real, and respectful. So share, share, share. There's a program here for everyone. We do sports, we do, current affairs, news, topical, trending issues. And so we're here. And what we like to do is, we like to bring some information. So in the context of this, where, election, where we notice that a lot of persons, they don't necessarily have the information, or they might not be able to access the information. We get the information and we share it, and we'll tell you where we get it from as well in the context of sources. So if you want to go and double check, you can definitely go and check for yourself. And that is something that we want you to do as well, because they say knowledge is power, and once you have information, people can trick you and play around with you, right? So this information that we have on screen is from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. All right, so if you go on their website, you will see, election results from, years, you will see that. So you'll see the parish council one and the general, ones. So information is there. They're not always sharing, so that, people can understand where to find it. But, we do that. And, in one of those evenings, we shared too how you could go there and find that information. So still here, and the chat is quiet right now, Rurian. So persons are here, and we would love to hear from you. Even if you just want to call in and say hello, you like what we're doing, we take that too, We take that too. So if you like it, just like it. Hit the subscription button, share, tell a friend to tell another friend about, our channel here. And also, we have had a little experience, so we created another channel, and I'm not sure what's the best way to get to the chat. So what you can do, there isn't anything over there, but we're just creating that just in case, just, some experience that we have. But we're good, and we are maintaining, our safe, platform. But we understand that sometimes, people have an agenda, and I'm not sure why, but we are good here. All right, so I'm gonna try to see if I can post that link in the chat. So if you'd like, you can also hit the subscription button over there. Nothing is there yet, and we're not even too sure what we're gonna do with that, but we're just putting it there in case, because we don't want, to not be able to connect with you, our viewers, listeners, subscribers, channel members. All right, so definitely that is important. So this one is called Our Voice, or is it Our Voices, Rurian? So I placed the link in the chat. It's Our Voices. So you can just go to that link and just hit the subscription button and turn on your post notification. So if for any reason, that we will go to that side as well. But we're good here, so nothing to worry about. So just to let you know that as well. All right, so welcome if you're just tuning in. The phone line is open. The WhatsApp number is pinned in the chat there, and it is also on screen over the right side of the screen here at the top. You can see WhatsApp call, and the number is there. We would love to hear from you. All right, so give us a call, and again, you can just call and tell us hello. Would love to hear from you. So, Rurian, I'm coming over to you now just to find out if you have any more, considerations or views, thoughts that you'd like to share.
Nothing new really, nothing new. I'm just still thinking about the whole electoral process and how, it can be it could be made better. So like we don't want what happened this time around to ever be repeated. So we want to do an assessment and see how best, things can be going forward. So the good thing about in every bad situation, I guess there is a little bit of good. You can find some good in it, but I guess the good could be, that the system will have to be revamped, will have to be changed, will have to be improved in order for the electoral system to run for in order for it to work better next time. So I'm thinking that the powers that be needs to do a thorough review of this electoral system, and a part of that would be considering what is happening in the St. Catherine municipality as it relates to that little part that's called Portmore that could seem to be having a little bit of a little bit of challenge, posing a little bit of a challenge for, some of us. So, in that sense, I'm looking forward to see what changes will be made. And, to find out too if the electoral office, if they will mention anything about Portmore as it relates to their, findings following this local government election. So I'm thinking there are interesting times ahead. It's good to see, it's good. I think it's going to be good to see what are the changes that will happen going forward. Will Portmore be made a parish? That could be one. Will that remain as is? Will the electoral system be revamped? Will they come out and make some definitive statements as it relates to that? Is the head of the electoral system, the director, is he going to be sacked? So a lot of stuff to consider going forward. But, as I said, to zoning back on what we're talking about with regards to Portmore, I just want them to settle whether they're going to be, doing it and making Portmore a parish, or they're not going to make Portmore a parish. So I'm
Awesome.
going to pass back over to you.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. And I get what you're saying in that context because the same 12 councillors that will go to, I guess, Spanish Town to sit, they're the same 12 going to Portmore to sit with that mayor. So I get what you're saying in that context. You also raised, a point there about the the electoral system in the context of Portmore. I guess that is not for them to determine, but what I would want to mention here is the fact that EOJ, they, gave us a letter, and ECJ, so the Electoral Office of Jamaica, they gave us one communication, and the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, they gave us another communication, I guess, in a bid to clarify. That is something that I am wondering why we're seeing that, in that context, two, pieces of communication regarding the election. So again, too, the big problem, as you mentioned, and for some of us, who have been, reading these pieces of, communication would notice that the municipality of Portmore was, I guess, treated differently in each letter. And so, again, as some persons have been saying, give Portmore that parish status. What is the big problem? What is the opposition against making them a parish? What is wrong with that? Since, Portmore wants that, give that to them and just take out this problem. And as the caller, shared, the caller was pretty much saying, well, it's either you merge them or you pretty much separate them. So similar to how, Kingston and St. Andrew, they are merged, one municipality. The caller is saying, listen, we can't have two municipalities in one parish. So we need to separate them, right? And so that is what we are getting so far. And I think Garmel was saying no for the parish, right? And you're saying only one of the may affect the results of the total. And I'm sure if Garmel was able to call us, then Garmel would. So, in terms of providing a little bit more in that context, right? Or you can share further in the chat. All right. So again, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome. We're very close in terms of wrapping up this one. All right. So would love to take, a couple more calls. Would love to hear from you in that context. Are the citizens in Portmore getting the opportunity to select two mayors based on, what has been happening and in the context of, our analysis here, in the context of the fact that Portmore directly elects their mayor, and that could be, that is separate from what is happening in St. Catherine. Would love to hear from you in that context. All right, would definitely love to hear from you. You can call the WhatsApp number that is on screen. It is also pinned in the chat. All right, so give us a call or share in the chat and let us know, what are your views. And in the context of subscribers, I need 4 more, and that should get me to the 10. How are you doing for likes, Rurian?
Well, I'm not too sure. Last time I checked, it was 25, but I'll give you an update shortly. But guys, if you haven't liked yet, please, I'm asking you to go to the chat for a few seconds, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed and you're here, especially if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed, then please, I'm asking you to subscribe. If this is something that you love, if you're interested in the work that we're doing here, if you value the work that we're doing here and you think that it is meaningful in terms of contributing to our country, then I'm asking you to just help us out by liking that video there. I'm up to 25 likes. If you think what we're doing is we're doing an awesome job, get me up to 30 likes. That's just 5 more persons giving me the affirmation. One more person gave me a like there. Thank you so much. That's so heartwarming that, that we know that we are appreciated as it relates to what we are doing. And let's see how quickly we can get this up to 30. So I need four more likes to get me up to 30. So if you haven't liked the video before, I'm going to ask you to kindly consider liking this video. We have about 60 persons here and we're less than 30. That's less than 50% in terms of the persons who are liking this video. When you like this, it contributes to our platform. It gets, out there to other viewers who will, contribute to this space as well. So we want it to be spread all over because we think that we are contributing positively to this country of Jamaica. And, with the platform that we have and in support with you guys, I'm thinking that, we can make a big change. So, it takes a little, it takes little strides in order to make big changes. So, every like, every subscription that you give to us will help us in achieving that target that we want to achieve in terms of being able to take care of, matters that are of interest to you, dissecting them so that we can have good understanding of them. So thank you guys. A few more persons have liked. Natasha Lee, look and tell me if you have received any new subscriptions.
Thank you, Ren. I'm seeing Mr. and Mrs. Talawas in the chat, and they're saying, just subscribe and like the program. Would love to hear more. Thank you so much to the Talawas. And guys, just by way of some updates here from the Jamaica Gleaner, we're getting to understand that there should have been a swearing in, ceremony there in Spanish Town, all right, in terms of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, but that came to an abrupt, end or halt, a stop. And what we're getting is that, you'll see here on screen number 16, I believe, in Ginger Ridge, where there's initially the victory for the PNP. We're hearing that there's some final count emerging, and that should have been for the JLP. So just getting that there are some problems going on, perhaps preventing that, swearing ceremony. So once we get more information, there is also some issues with the above rock. So number 14 there on screen, we're hearing that, the JLP was merely defeated by about 17 votes. So the whole notion of magisterial recount. So again, some problems there. So we'll definitely keep an eye out as it relates to the updates. And I was like, oh, we're talking about St. Catherine, and this is what is happening based on, some updates coming in to us. All right. So in that context, Rurian, if those two seats should go to the PN to the JLP, that gives them 21-20. So we're hearing that, St. Catherine is perhaps not so settled. Delroy Gordon, welcome, welcome. And Delroy is saying just subscribe. So let me see where I'm at in the context here. All right. Let me see where I'm at in the context here. I just want one more to hit that, to hit that 10, but we're doing good. We're doing good so far. 9 out of 10, 90%. So that is good. So again, just getting some, information here that perhaps it's not all good, but as soon as we get some more, we'll definitely share. And perhaps, the swearing in of the Spanish Town mayor went on, but we'll get some more information because, I guess magisterial recount that is going to take, I guess, a little bit of time, but we'll see what happens. All right.
Yes, not actually just to butt in right here. I just want to, express warm welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Talawas and also Delwar Gordon for subscribing. Thank you for becoming a member of this platform. We really and truly love having you guys here. And, thank you for taking that time out to like and to subscribe. We'll continue to do our best to bring information of your interest to you. But we really appreciate you taking time out to click that button to subscribe to us and just to give us that motivation to go on doing the kind of work that we are doing. We are, quite elated to have you on board and you're giving us reason to go on. Back over to you, Natasha.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. And just to add as well that if you'd like a topic, you'd want us to talk about a topic or a question, you can also send that message to the WhatsApp number that you see on screen. I mean, we may not talk about it, but you can always give us a question or, and we do research. We are not here. This is not a political platform. So we're not going to do anything that is going to say, okay, these people are this or these people are that. We're here in terms of, providing information where you can use that information to make your decision. All right. So we're not here to swing you to the left or to swing you to the right. All right, we're just here to provide you with some information so that, you can use that and, make your decision or have an opinion based on what you know. So that's pretty much, what we're doing here in this context. And guys, please, we try to post videos too, so you can watch the videos on the channel. And you hit that like button, subscription button, share, tell a friend to tell another friend, and just let's keep growing, together. So let's get stronger together. And that is important. The stronger our platform, the more we can do in terms of bringing you more, programs. Imagine, we're here where we can be here with you perhaps for longer periods during the days or in the evenings. So we want to do that, and we can get there for sure with your support. So keep, tell a friend to tell another friend about this channel. By now, the entire 14 parishes in Jamaica. I'm not going to talk about municipalities, that's too problematic. The 14 parishes in Jamaica should be right here, at the Voices in Education, hitting that subscription button, and let us build this platform. We can definitely do it. So, Rurian, I'm coming over to you for some, final comments if you'd like to share, before we wrap up this one, or do you want to do the summary of what we did here? That would be good. If not, I can do the summary, but definitely wanting to hear some, final, comments from you. And for persons in the chat as well, would love to hear from you.
Yes, Natasha, I'll just give you my final comment. I'm just thinking, we need to have certain standards that we work with, and those standards are kept. Those standards are evaluated so that whenever situations come up, we can measure them up against the standards, and those standards should be known to all. So as it relates to what we were talking about in terms of Portmore, I think they need to provide a little bit more, insights on it, and in terms of clarity too, just to decide whether they're going to make Portmore a parish or not, and just to eliminate some of the possible confusion that could be caused. But I'm not sure it is fair for persons who are in Portmore to be able to contribute to two municipalities in terms of with their votes. And just to clarify that it's one municipality that is recognized by EOJ. That's one in St. Catherine, but they still vote for that one that is in Portmore. So it's a touchy issue, and I think that is making them a little bit different from the regular Jamaicans. So that needs to be remedied in short order.
Thank you for sharing, Rurian. And I'm looking at, the comments here from the Talawas, and they're pretty much saying here that the EOJ isn't, credible. And I guess in the context of the results, or perhaps how they were shared, and they are quite surprised that social media is so quiet in that context. And they're thanking us for, the call out. They accept with gratitude. You're most welcome, Peter. I see you there. Thank you for subscribing. And so, guys, what I want you to do is to also, tap the bell and select all. So turn on your post notification so that when we go live, you do not miss, any of the updates. And especially if it's a topic that we're going to talk about that you like and you want to be a part of. We do a lot of programs here. So track and field, we do sports. It's it's a wide variety of program that we do here, current affairs as well. And again, we love to hear from you. It's Voices in Education. I shared earlier a link there in the chat as well as our second backup, just based on, something that happened recently. We're good. As you can see, we're still here, but we understand that some people, they have an agenda. And, but we just leave everything in God's hands, capable hands, but we're definitely good. So we thank you so much for your support. If you're just tuning in, let me just give you an overview of, what we did here in the context of this conversation. So the driving, I guess, question regarding this conversation is, are Portmore citizens selecting two mayors? What are your views in that context? So we got this question, and what we did here, as you can see on screen, is to look at, the 41 electoral divisions in St. Catherine based on the results that we got from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. All right, so with the 41 here, the ones highlighted in red are the electoral divisions in St. Catherine, excluding the ones in Portmore. The Portmore ones, they're highlighted in blue. So thereafter, what we did is to look at St. Catherine in the context of the 41, right? And so what we did, we went through in terms of who got what, and we did our tally here. And so JLP got 19 out of the 41, and PNP got 22 out of the 41. Then what we did after was to look at St. Catherine without Portmore. So we looked at all the electoral divisions here in red. So these are the ones excluding Portmore. So we looked at St. Catherine without Portmore. And what we got from tallying is that the JLP, they got 16, and the PNP, they got 13. So if we were to look at St. Catherine without Portmore, then the JLP could check that. All right. Then we went even further to look at Portmore only. So just the ones there in blue. And when we look at that, the JLP got 3 from the 12 divisions, and PMP got 9 from the 12 divisions there in Portmore. All right. The other part of this conversation is to also include that Portmore directly elects their mayor. So the citizens, they directly vote for the mayor. So say, for example, we have, what's his name? Leon Thomas, Markland Edwards. So the citizens, they get the opportunity to vote for either. All right. So they don't need to vote for the councillor in this context to determine who becomes mayor in Portmore. So they vote directly for the mayor. So another part that Garmel shared in the chat was that Portmore could elect a mayor, for example. Say JLP could have won without this number being changed, which is true. But right now, as we know it, Portmore, they elected a PNP mayor. All right, Leon. And so that's pretty much, what we did so that can come to, that conclusion or that decision, in the context of the question, are Portmore citizens getting the opportunity to influence or to select two mayors based on, what we did here. All right, we also got a call, and that caller shared and pretty much stated that first, to avoid the confusion and to just clear things up, just make Portmore a parish. And that's pretty much the sentiment or the view that Ruren is sharing as well. All right, so just for you to understand, what is there, on screen. Before we end, usually I try to, use what we're talking about to just leave you with something, that you can apply to your life. And what I'm going to say is that sometimes, We need to start small to get to where we want to. Sometimes things may not look, clear, but it does not mean that we cannot get clarity. All right. And so sometimes it's important for us to just exercise patience, just learn to wait and to have faith and to trust God. Right. And that is definitely important. And some persons, they might have an agenda, but just understand that, God's agenda is the best. And God's purpose must be, realized in the context of your life. So I just want to thank you so much for being here. All right. I just want to thank you so much for being here. All right. So thank you so much. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscription button. All right. And ensure that you turn on your post notification. That is definitely important. Do not leave without turning on your post notification. Pat, welcome. Welcome. So we're talking about Portmore citizens selecting two mayors spots. So that's pretty much what we're talking about, in this context here. All right. So we're not talking about, popular votes, because popular votes, they're important perhaps when there is a tie in terms of, the municipality. So popular votes is not important to this conversation right now. All right. So thank you so much for coming over. And do not leave without liking, without subscribing, and without sharing. Tell somebody else about this channel. If you tell 5 persons, think of how many subscribers we would have in the next live. All right. Thank you so much. And Rurian, I want to thank you so much for, joining in on this conversation as always. And more importantly, I want to thank you so much in the chat for keeping this space safe and respectful, where we shared, and where we can come back knowing that this is a safe space. So thanks for maintaining our safe space. All right. Blessings and love, everyone. And we will see you in the next live. So I'll just go to some music and then we'll sign out. Blessings and love, everyone. Take care and remember to exercise self care. Bye for now. See you in the next live.
Natasha,
Go ahead,
Natasha.
Miriam.
Yes, I just looked in the chat and I realized that Peter Walters, he just subscribed, and we want to tell him a special thanks. We missed that one, Peter, but we are so happy that you could have come on board with us, and we hope to talk to you, in the near future. So thank you for the support, and we totally appreciate you. A special shout out to Pat W as well.
All right.
Back
Awesome.
over to you,
Thanks,
Natasha.
Miriam. All right. Blessings and love, everyone. And we'll see you in the next live.